added some flashers to this side dresser and cultivator frame, because when you pick it up and you're going down the road, that left hopper blocks that flasher up there and you can't see nothing up there. And the way these things stick off the back, it looks like it's shorter, closer to the track than what it really is. So I put them on there today, wired them up. I think they look pretty good. It's kind of impressive looking in the dark. So yeah, I'll show you how I wired them up a little bit more on all of that, and the plug and everything, how I run the wire. And I also got the trip mechanism working for the PTO drive. So I'll get a little bit more video on it, and we'll come back at you in a minute. Okay, I added these flashers today. I just made a little L bracket, got it wired in, just a regular Agri Supply flasher like I've been putting on everything else. Just tie strap the wire across through there. Came around over here. It's kind of nice having that work light so I can see what I'm doing. But I just wired off right here, went to one side and then down the other side the same way. And I just pulled this wire. It goes up, it stays up kind of high away from the PTO. It goes into the 2-pin plug up there. So just like all the rest of them. So, but I put a double flasher on it. Like I said, in the dark, this thing it sticks back way further than what you think, because you see those hoppers. And then when you lift it up, that one hopper right there blocks that light completely, so you can't see the flasher. You can barely, and you can see the slow moving vehicle sign, but the flashers are just a little added protection. So like I said, that's just the way I wired them in. Like I said, I figured out the trip mechanism on it. It actually works pretty slick. I had to adjust this spring right here, put a little more tension on it so it would pull itself back in, and then the chain right here rolls over the top and goes down and hooks to the rear end up there by the chain, the lift on chain. So I'll get a little more video of that in the daylight in the morning. So all right, we'll catch y'all then. All right, this is an update on this cultivator and side dresser. I got it all greased up, got it working. I got the spring adjusted. Just got to figure out a place to hook that out of the way for right now. It'll be right. It'll be all right right now. So, okay. All right. So, what I've done is I got this. I had to adjust this spring. I got it adjusted. I had to adjust the spring inside of there after I took all of that apart. So I put another spring up there with a hook, so it's easy to get on and off. I'll kick it in gear and pick it up and show you how it works. So y'all hang tight right here. And I added the flashers there too. So. My bad. I forgot to lift it up. That PTO shaft's got a spot right there if you're not careful. If you let it too far down, sitting around like this, it'll go down too far and it'll start hitting that brace. When you're cultivating with it, it's not a big deal. And it needs the back tip down a little bit anyway. I need to lengthen that top link out. But there's working. Everything is in gear. Everything's kicked in like it's supposed to be. So, see the side dressers are turning. Side dressers are turning. Everything's kicked in. Okay. All right. Let me jump up here on the tractor. All right. All right. Hopefully everybody can hear me and we don't roll down the hill. All right. So, it's down and cultivate. You cultivating like right there.
All right, you got to pick it up, get to the end of your row, pulls it, kicks it out of gear. Drop it back down, kicks in, pick it back up, boom, it's out of gear. Drop it back in, it's in gear, pick it back up, do it one more time. Kicks out, no more fertilizer. So, it's kind of hard doing this when I'm turning around backwards on the tractor running this lift. So, y'all excuse me for going too fast and bouncing all around, but like I said, simple enough, easy enough. I think it's going to work out pretty good. I'm real happy with it. So, we'll cut this thing off. So, well, we're just going to step on it, kick it out of gear. So, well, it ain't wanting to kick out. So, well, I dropped my wrench. That's the PTO on the tractor. So, all right, I'll bring it back in a minute. Let me figure this out. I got to adjust this thing. Well, I just wasn't pushing it far enough with my foot. So, I had to get off and get down there where I get my hand to it. So, well, like I said, that's the setup. When we're going down the road, I guess I'm gonna unhook it when I'm going down the road. That way there's not so much pressure on that spring. So, but like I said, it's in gear right now because it's down. Pick it up, kicks out of gear, boom, boom, done deal. So, like I said, I got the flashers on it. I think it looks really good. I'm kind of proud of this rig, to be honest with you. I never would have thought I'd have had something like this to cultivate with. So, man, that's a big step going from a 140 to this. So, but yeah, like I said, we'll finish this up. I'll bring a little recap back at the end on this thing, and like I said, when we get it ready, I'm ready to put it in the field so bad I can't stand it. So, but it ain't gonna be long. It'll be time to plant corn. So, like I said, I did order some seed corn today, or actually yesterday I ordered seed corn. So let me put this thing in the barn. I'll bring it back and I'll tell you what I ordered and about why I ordered it. So I'll bring y'all back in just a few minutes when I get this stuff put up. Thank y'all for watching. All right, everybody. I said I was going to come back and tell y'all about the corn I bought. I bought a hybrid corn. I bought a conventional hybrid 85. It's a 25 D18. Is the number that I bought. It is a, like I said, it's non-conventional, non-GMO. Can't spray Roundup on it. You can spray some chemicals on it at certain times, and you can spray glyphosate before you plant, and it's not going to hurt it. And then there's a couple other chemicals, Accent, Harness. There's another one. There's a couple other ones that you can spray. You spray atrazine on it, 2,4-D, different things. There's a spec sheet. I'll put a picture of the spec sheet on the chemicals you can spray on it. You can order it direct from Hybrid 85 themselves, but they're going to charge you an outrageous amount to ship it. I bought it from, well, actually, I ordered it from Choice Ag. Down in Dillon, South Carolina. They're a Hybrid 85 dealer. He gave me a pretty good price on it. He gave me a better price on it than what Hybrid 85 actually gave me. And they only charged $8 shipping
for that's what they break their shipping down per pallet. So they place an order with a complete pallet on it. So whatever's on that pallet, they break it down and split the shipping between everybody that ordered on that pallet. So my part of it was $8 for just the shipping, um, um, which is not bad compared to Roundup Ready corn, GMO corn. You're looking at probably $300 to $400 a bag. So depending on what kind you buy, if you buy DeKalb, Pioneer, or you buy AgriGold. I was looking at AgriGold. There's a couple other different brands you can buy that I could buy local, or I can get from Dillon. But my Marion store, when I go down there for work, it's not but about 5 miles out of the way to run over to Marion from run to Dillon from Marion. So maybe 10 miles out of the way, but it's not far. But like I said, he gave me a real good deal. That's what I'm going to plant. I was on the fence about planting GMO so I could spray it just to make life easy. But when I set that planter up to plant 42-inch rows, and I was going to use the offset tractors, the 140, 100, 130, whatever, to cultivate and side dress with. And then, so I set it up. I was thinking about planting a trucker's favorite, or Reed's Yellow Dent, or Lowman Yellow, something like that, just the heirloom corn. But in the grand scheme of things, by the time I buy enough seed to plant those, buy a bag of seed to plant that 5 acres over there, 4 acres over there, 4.5, 5 acres, I'll be in that corn for over $150 for a bag. So by the time I get it shipped to me and everything, so I'm coming out better with this hybrid. Like I said, it's still a non-GMO. I can spray some chemicals, but I'm gonna just cultivate it, and still planning on cultivating and on side dressing with the offset tractors, as well as that Lilliston and Cole side dresser. Um, I'm tickled pink about that thing. I'm ready to get it in the field. I want to, like I said, I'm gonna lay the rows off with it and plant right on top behind it. And then I may side dress, I may cultivate with it once or twice. I don't know, just and let them. I may run it in the field and run a 140 or 100 in the field at the same time and cultivate and side dress. So I found the application charts for that side dresser. I'll put some pictures of that in here too for the application rate. And it shows a PTO drive, the ground drive, and a hydraulic drive for that pole side dresser. So that's actually pretty interesting. And the way I got that thing working now, I'm kind of liking the way it's set up. I guess I've heard some people say with the ground drive running that wheel, sometimes if that wheel catches, or you get in hard soil it don't want to do right, or sandy soil it kind of wants to slide. But so I see why they would have went to the hydraulic and the PTO drive. Like I said, I've never seen another PTO drive one. I think my daddy said he's seen a hydraulic drive one before. I don't know. I've never seen anything other than the ground drive units around here. So, and matter of fact, I've never even seen one of these around here where I live, down the low country. But yeah, like I said, I'm tickled to death about that thing. But it's all working. I got lights on it now. So, yep, it ain't gonna be but just a little bit. Probably the 1st of April, we're gonna try to put corn in the ground. So, probably the end of this month. The end of this month, beginning of March, we're gonna start breaking ground. I actually put lime out this morning over there in that field. I pulled my soil samples on it. Everything looks good. I don't need as much fertilizer as I thought. And I'm not going to broadcast fertilizer because I'm going to side dress it so that I put the fertilizer right where I need it instead of broadcasting it. I was thinking about getting a buddy of mine to spread chicken litter, but I'm going to stay away from the chicken litter because it's me cultivating instead of spraying. It's just going to put more weeds out there than I want to fight with. I'm probably going to have more weeds now than what I really want, but in the grand scheme of things, if it comes down to it, and it's got a lot of weeds in it at the end of the year when it's time to pick it, and it's going to clog up the picker. A buddy of mine's got a high boy with drop nozzles on it, and we can come down here and run through that field with them drop nozzles, and
and put Roundup on it and knock the weeds back down on the bottom. That way it'll be easier to pick. And that way I won't have Roundup on the corn itself. You know what I mean? Or actually on the cob, so on the ears. So it'll just be right on the ground, killing the weeds.
Okay, everybody, I had a little bit more to add to that video, and the microphone that I was using died. So, but I'm gonna finish out this video showing you this operator's manual for that cold side dresser. This is the ground drive rates here. It shows you the hopper. There's a different section. There's lines in that hopper, and it shows you, tells you exactly what they are. 50, 100, 152, 250. So it gives you the sprockets for your ground drive and tells you how many pounds per acre at 28-inch rows, 30, 42-inch rows. Just goes over everything for a ground drive unit. And this is the gauge wheel drive still. Yeah. So, and then this is the information on the hydraulic drive unit. So, tells you all the different warnings and operation notes about the hydraulic system. So, here's a little more on the hydraulic drive. There's a lot more on the hydraulic drive than there is on the other two. So, and I wasn't even thinking about this. I didn't even have this when I decided to set it up on 42-inch rows, but 42-inch rows is what this goes to. So it actually worked out pretty good. But it tells you, this is for hydraulic drive. It tells you how many miles per hour, engine RPM, and which notch on the hopper. So it breaks it down pretty good. So this is the PTO drive, and that's actually the picture of the PTO drive unit. So now, if this thing, there we go, it'll stay like this right here. So we're going to go down here to the 42-inch rows, and we're wanting about 125 to just say about 120 to 150 pounds to acre. So we're going to go over here running 5th gear, which is, 5 miles an hour at 300 RPMs, which is just above idle with that 504, and that's going to be 3rd gear, roughly 3rd gear. Yeah. So, and I'm gonna have to play with that on the tractor a little bit when I get over there. But that's a 42-inch row, and that'll be on the number 1 spacing. I could actually go over here and run 6 miles an hour. So, like I said, I can play with it a little bit. It doesn't have to be exactly precise, but it gives it a good breakdown on what we do, how you can set it up. So, like I said, I just figured I'd add this in there with it and close out that video. And but that's the operator's manual on that side dresser, and then this is the operator's manual on the rolling cultivator, the Lilliston 2000 cultivator. So it's pretty good, pretty in depth. It goes into a pretty good bit of detail on adjustments and all this, how to put it together and different setups. So it goes in different options. You can have the row, or actually put a row marker on it. Tells you gang 1 and 2 is which sides, they're directional and all that. So pretty interesting stuff. So might have to break down and just do a whole video just on this. So, but like I said, thank y'all for watching, and we'll catch you on the next time, and hopefully we'll have this thing in the field for long. So, all right, thank y'all again.